Hey, hi, hello, welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking books again, and today we are talking about the best books that I read of 2021. And yeah, we're just gonna kind of dive right in. If you are not already subscribed, make sure you subscribe, and if you are already subscribed, hi, welcome back. So, best reads of 2021. I have a long list here. I have 11 books that I read, and I only have 4 of the physical copies. One of them I've lent out, and the rest I read either on my Kindle app or on Libby. So we're just gonna start with like the Libby Kindle books because I don't have the physical copies, and I will link to all the books in the description down below if you would like to give them a read. So first up, and one of the first books that I read on this list is The Nest. So The Nest follows this very rich, well-known family in New York, and it's kind of, the family has an incident at the very beginning of it, if you read the prologue, that just kind of unravels things for them. So they're all expecting an inheritance, which they refer to as the nest, and unfortunately, because of this incident, they're not going to get nearly as much money as they were expecting. So it kind of follows like the 4 siblings and what they were expecting, what they would do with the money, and how badly they need it. And it just follows like over the course of, I think it's a year or maybe 2 of the falling out of this incident that has occurred. And yeah, it was just a really good book. I was in a reading slump for about 2 years before I read it, if not longer, and that was the one that kind of like pushed me out of my reading slump, and that was back in June, I want to say, and now we're in December. So I'm very grateful that I finally got off my lazy butt and read that book, because chef's kiss, it was amazing. Next we have book 1 and book 3 in the Dragon Blood series. It is an 8-book series, and I've only read the first 3 books. So Balanced on the Blade's Edge and Blood Charged follow this immortal being who has dragon blood, and kind of how the world's changed in the last 300 years. I don't want to give away too much because there's a lot of things that are touched on in the very first book and then also in the 3rd book. And right now, just like the setup, I haven't purchased any of the other books because I'm on a book buying ban. But I cannot wait to get my hands on the next collection of these books because they are fantastic. And like the setup right now, I just need to know what happens next. Like, oof, amazing. Stayed up all night reading them. The next book is actually a true story. And so this autobiography, I guess, is things I learned from falling. And it follows our main character, who is actually like who it happened to. This woman is going on a hike in the desert, and she packs accordingly, and she is an amazing hiker, and she falls. And you get to see the 3 days that she spends in the desert and the aftermath, and kind of like the insurance and everything like that. And she is in the States, and she is not an American citizen. And just kind of like the gut-wrenching feelings that you get from that were incredible. And the fact that it's a true story, and she had the like ability to just push through all of the pain that she must have felt in writing the book and like publish it because it would help so many other people is incredible, and I loved it. The next book is a thriller, and it is amazing. And that is Pretty Little Life. And so this is about a woman who kills her husband, and the next morning his body is not where she left it. And it just kind of goes into the aftermath of when you kill somebody that you love, for whatever variety of reasons, and things don't go to plan. And there's a beautiful twist at the end that I didn't see coming, but I did not expect. So you don't know don't want to spoil it. It's just a very unsuspecting ending. Like, you know who's been terrorizing her since her husband died? You kind of guess, but you don't know why, and you don't know the background behind why this character is the way that they are. And when it all gets revealed to you, it literally, the author gave you a present and it's like a bomb, but then she takes like this perfectly tied little bow and puts it on top, and it's just perfect. It's amazing. Recommend. The next book is Unbounded, and this was a book that I read on my Kindle, and it's kind of vampire-esque without the blood sucking. And so basically it's about these people who are immortals. They cannot die. They can be killed, but they, like, the only way to kill them is to cut them into 3 parts. So that's great. And it follows this woman who has recently found out that she is unbounded, which is what they call themselves. And there is a twist in it that is amazing, and it is also part of a series. So I very much look forward to reading the rest of it. The next book is the last non-physical copy that I have, and I actually just finished this one pretty recently. And that is Ready Player One. And oh my god. If you haven't seen the movie, you need to. And if you have seen the movie, you need to read the book. And if you've done both, fantastic, good on you, you're amazing. We are following Wade Watts in the future, and in this society that he lives on Earth. And yeah, it's just what the society has done when it's all gone online, pretty much. And kind of like this quest to find this Easter egg to inherit the Oasis. And the writing, phenomenal. If you like Lord of the Rings and J.R. Tolkien's like writing style, you will love this book. Just like very in-depth, very detailed, very descriptive. And as you're reading it, like, your world just falls away, and it's like you're watching a movie. And unfortunately, I wish the movie had done better. Like, I feel like it didn't do this book justice, but I feel like this book would be very difficult to do justice. And like, just the brain to come up with this must have been incredible. I loved this book. 5 out of 5 stars. Very excited to read book 2, although I heard some not so great things about it, so I'm a little bit apprehensive, but I'm very excited, and it's just incredible. Like, I read it, and I immediately wanted to restart it, because I was like, wow, like, that's amazing. And you hear, like, there's riddles in it that you're trying to solve along with the characters, and there's some romance, but not too much, and there's a twist in it, and it's beautiful. I loved it. Amazing. The next book is another thriller, and this one, I didn't know what to expect jumping into it, but I think I finished it in 2 days, I want to say, and that is The Disappearing Act. And so this one is written by an actress, and it follows an actress. So you actually get to see the behind the scenes of casting, of if a director already has their eye on somebody, which happens in this novel, that kind of thing. And there is a beautiful twist in this, and then there's another twist. And the last line of this is just, I do this thing with physical books that I'll typically turn to the very last page, and I'll read either the last sentence or the last page, depends. And the last sentence on this is, "And I've promised to spare her if she spares me," and that's all you're getting, and it is amazing. Yeah, you're just, it starts a little slow, but once you get into it, amazing. Incredible. The next book is, I don't know if you can call it a book, to be honest, because it is 17 chapters and a whole 114 pages, but that is the generosity factor. And it's like, it's kind of like a little pamphlet, really. But it is so good, and like, for 114 pages, the plot that the authors came up with is beautiful. And like, I'm in love with these characters, and I want more of them, but I probably won't get any. So yeah, you're basically learning about how generosity positively affects everybody around you, and therefore it also positively affects you, and it's just a really good feel-good book. The next book is another nonfiction, and this one, can you tell I liked it? Yeah. I only tab up nonfiction books because, yeah, these are all like, with nonfiction and self-help books, I'll tend to go back and like write notes on it, and that's what I did with The One Thing. So The One Thing is pretty much what it says. It's one thing. So if you focused on one thing every day for the rest of your life, how would that improve your life in 5, 10, 15, 25 years? And that's all what this book is about. If you've read Compound Effect, probably pretty similar. And if you've read Atomic Habits, which coincidentally is the last book on this list, yeah, these two probably could go hand in hand for the most part. So, amazing, 10 out of 10 recommend. And then, of course, Atomic Habits, I read it at the top of the year, and if you've read a self-help book like The One Thing, sometimes you feel like, okay, great, you've given me all this information, now what do I do? Atomic Habits actually walks you through step by step how to actually achieve your goals, how to become successful, that kind of thing, which is why I loved it. And it's all about just building habits. So like if you wanted to wake up at 5 a.m., how are you gonna wake up? Take your technology out of the room. There's a good starting point. And yeah, just it touches on all the good things of how to build like healthy habits and destroy unhealthy ones. Like if you want to quit smoking, if you want to stop leaving dirty dishes in your room, like anything. And I think it's great for all ages. Like I think you could read that at 12 all the way up to like 99 and it would helpful. Like it would help you. So yeah, those are the best reads that I have read in 2021 so far. Like we still have under 20 days. We have 19 days left in the year, and in that time I could probably read like 10 more books. So that's where we're at right now. And yeah, I'll link all these books down in the description through like Amazon or something. But yeah, that's what I have for you for this video. Cheers. And yes, that's it. So let me know what your favorite read was of this year, whether it's fiction, nonfiction, self-help, any of that. I'm interested to hear. So I will talk to you later. Bye!